Hey up guys, so more London Film Festival coverage for you. Today's film up for discussion is the latest work from director Peter Jackson. The man that gave us the epic fantasy Lord of the Rings series has gone in a very different direction with his World War I documentary, They Shall Not Grow Old. As a tribute to his grandfather who served in World War I, and timed to coincide with the centennial anniversary of the end of World War I in 1919, They Shall Not Grow Old is something that feels both very old and yet very new. Peter Jackson was given access to the archive footage of the BBC Audio and Imperial War Museum archives, and using extracts of former veterans from that period and advanced computer technology to restore the old footage, he's fashioned a film that has brought the 100-year-old 10 frames per second footage to life with remarkable effect, even bringing colour to the faces of those lost to history. It's a very touching piece of cinema. Not only is it an impressive display of technical achievement, but it also hits you in the heart. The accounts of the servicemen cover everything from when they enlisted to when they returned, and captures so many perspectives for what it was like for these men who fought in the Great War. The opening moments of this film give the audience a feeling of what we're in for. At the start, we see the original black and white footage of men marching in the old aspect ratio, whilst extracts of soldiers play over the top. What's interesting though is how positive they all seem to be. A lot of these men just saw it as a job and just something they needed to get on with. They were happy to enlist, and there were good times and bad, but they don't regret a thing, and if they were asked to do it again, a lot of them said they wouldn't hesitate to sign up again and serve their country. Despite the horror of war, their attitude was inspiring. It gave me some real perspective that these men had so little, risked their lives, and yet remained so positive. Only 60 seconds into this film, and I'm already feeling the effects of its message. And as the introduction plays out, the aspect ratio slowly evolves into widescreen, which is Peter Jackson's way of saying he's bringing the past into the present. And as you can see from the film's poster, the technical effects are front and center as to what makes this different from other World War I documentaries. Silent monochrome footage is all we've ever known of World War I, but what could have been a gimmicky trick in the hands of others is a lovingly enriching tribute to all the troops of World War I in the hands of Jackson. Even the Belgian and German soldiers are humanized in this. The adding of color and using actors to give voices to those that were captured on film works to extraordinary effect. Even though it's not their original voice, the voice actors do a great job of conveying the spirit in these soldiers. And Jackson also used computers to adjust the old 10 frames per second rate to 24. So the movement of the soldiers and horses feels more natural and more smooth compared to the old jolty footage. It truly is astonishing because Jackson does show you clips which are in 10 frames per second, and then he shows you the transformation to color, and then it's 24 frames per second, and the difference that it makes is magnificent. There are a few clips that do have a few noticeable problems since restoration. The occasional limb might be out of focus, or a face might be a little bit fuzzy because it hasn't composited properly. But when you factor in how old the footage is and how much time it would have taken to tweak each frame, it doesn't feel too bothersome. In the end, guys, They Shall Not Grow Old is a triumphant documentary. It gives the viewer a new perspective on the war because everything feels more tangible when it's in color and at a higher frame rate. Jackson gives us a very real experience of what it was like to be a soldier in the trenches during the war. Everything from the difficult stuff like how they slept to coping with rats and lice, going into battle, and of course losing fallen comrades. But we also get moments that are quite joyful, like when a soldier's mother sends them a cake and they distribute it amongst the whole squad. Or them finding ways to kill boredom, like playing sports or card games or telling crude stories. And I also had a good chuckle when one of the soldiers recounts how 4 soldiers fell into a latrine full of human waste after the support beam snapped that they were all sitting on. Even though it looks like a nightmarish situation, the brotherly bonds and camaraderie really gleam through, giving you an even greater appreciation of how we live now and the service these men gave. It's a dignified documentary that is lovingly handled and is certainly worth watching. Right, let's ask those 3 questions. Would I watch this again? Absolutely. Sadly, I don't have any grandparents left, but if I had, I would want to watch this with them. They would have been blown away by seeing the footage come to life in color. Would I recommend it for you guys? Yes, if you're fortunate enough to still have grandparents, then you should definitely take them to see this because their reactions to it, I'm sure, will be worth the cost of a cinema ticket. And if you don't, I would still say it's definitely worth checking out. And what score am I going to give it out of 10? A few minor imperfections, but this is still a very touching documentary. So I'm going to give They Shall Not Grow Old a 9 out of 10. There you go, guys. Those are my thoughts on They Shall Not Grow Old. Have you guys seen this yet? If you have, be sure to let me know what you thought of it in the comments section below. And my quick question for you guys today is, what is your favourite war documentary? Whatever you think, be sure to let me know in the comments section below. If you guys do like this content, please don't forget to click that subscribe button. And if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, or Stardust, all that information is in the description link below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. For more things related to movies, TV, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Hearfield, and I'll see you next time.